Good to see everybody. Thanks for attending practice today. Practice 3, first day in pads, which I thought was really good for our football team. Get out there. It's one thing to be in no pads. Other thing, you can find out a lot about your football team very early of how they respond with pads. And I thought it was a really good practice, really physical practice. We're putting pads on for the third day and the first time in pads. I thought they practiced really hard. So I'll answer your questions here in a quick second, but just want to congratulate Coach Niko Medved on the opportunity to be a Gopher again, but leading our program as the head coach. He was at practice today. I'm a huge fan of him. You watch the way his teams play, and they have incredible how. They play incredibly hard, and what a game that was. Probably one of the best games of the tournament with Maryland and Colorado State, and I think probably one of the best coached and one of the best played throughout that entire tournament. So I think Mark Coyle hit a grand slam right there. What an unbelievable human being. And what I loved was, Coach Medved started his press conference talking about Ben. And Ben always welcoming the basketball program. And you talk about selflessness and embracing alumni. And I think that was the first class act done by him. And it's great to meet his whole family and his daughters and his wife. Just can't wait to really kind of spend some time with him. He was at practice today. He got a chance. He's going in between this, in between that. As you can imagine, he's drinking out of a fire hose right now. But he got a quick message to the team. And I know our players are really excited. We used Colorado State basketball in our team meeting today, which I thought was really cool. And some of the things that we can take from their football or their basketball team. And what a great run they had. So congratulations, Coach Niko. And I know day one, he's off and running. So congratulations to him. And it was great for our whole staff to be at his press conference too. I told our whole staff we're going to go. We're going to support our whole athletic department, but also our basketball team. And a lot of you want to be head coaches. It's great for you to watch press conferences live. Whether you're a coordinator or a head coach, you need that experience to watch it. And I thought he hit a home run in his press conference as well. I thought he handled it really, really well and really classy. So with that, open up for questions.
PJ, what did Niko ask you in the process? What did you kind of share with him about the process in Minnesota?
Yeah, no, it was so fun to talk to him. First of all, I just thank Mark for allowing me to be part of the process. I thought that was really cool. Just to be able to talk to him and just have conversation with him and talk to him about what Minnesota's all about. He's from here. He's already coached here. He knows the landscape. But, college basketball, college athletics, football have changed over the course of the last decade. And we just talked about how great it is to be a Gopher, my experience here, why I'm here in year 9, why I love being here. And that's what's great about it, when you're really transparent, authentic, and honest about why you're here. It's all about the people. And I think as you listen to, Coach Medved talk, it's all about the people. And I think that's what really kind of married up. But I was just honored to be part of a very, very small piece of the process. But I thought that was really cool.
What have you learned about your football team through practices?
Yeah, just like the NCAA tournament, as you know, I use the NCAA tournament during this time for every example possible. And you look at all the teams in the Sweet 16 right now, and they're deep. Our depth is our advantage, period. You look at Michigan State, they're deep. You look at Florida, they're deep. You look at all these teams, Duke, they're deep. Everybody off the bench. Star player goes down, they actually go on a 12-2 run, even though the leading scorer goes out. It's unbelievable how deep some of these teams are. And we told our team that. The deeper we are, the better we are. If we're not very deep, we're not going to be very good. And then you start taking that depth, and you continue to develop it every day. This is a race to building depth, building a football team, connecting everybody, more than it's ever been. And what I love is 3 days, the amount of install that these guys have been able to handle and process at a high level, whether it's the transfers or the young high school players that just got here, or whether it's the veterans. The amount of coaching from players on that field going on is tremendous. And the amount that we're practicing is probably a little bit more than we ever have. But the practice days are a little bit different of how many days we're actually going. So it all equals out. But I love the work that they're putting in right now. We got a long way to go, but I love the work they're putting in. And again, the deeper team usually wins.
Greg was talking about the evolution of the run game, what you guys were able to do this offseason. How much have you enjoyed watching the staff and the players just continue to expand what you do?
In year 9, every year I feel refreshed because I'm around such great coaches. I think it's really exciting to watch coaches move on to the NFL or go accomplish their dream as a coordinator, and some leave as a head coach. I love that piece. You can call me crazy, but I love that piece of it. And I love providing opportunity for people that have earned it and watch them just excel at what they do. And I really love what we've been able to do on the offensive side of the ball. And I'm really proud of the offensive staff of the dedication to what they put into the run game, especially through a lot of NFL studies and meeting with a lot of different people in the offseason. And, you know, these are guys that have been around, at least me, for 13 years, 11 years, 10 years, 12 years. And they continue to go after it like it's their first year of coaching. And I'm refreshed every year by watching our staff work. And again, behind every head coach, it's either a really good staff or not, and we have a really good staff. And I'm really blessed that way. And I love to watch them be really good at the craft that they do, and they really care. So I love watching that run game starting to come together. We got a long way to go, but I love how they're teaching it.
I'm curious to know, with the continuation of building the team, what it's like for these transfer students like Logan Loya, who's been with UCLA since 2020, kind of integrating them into your coaching style and into the team.
Yeah, well, first of all, he's from California and never been to Disneyland. We got to get Logan to Disneyland somehow, everybody. NIL, whatever it is, somebody throw out a few bones, get the guy over to Disneyland. I mean, my goodness, we did a team meeting. I called on him because I figured he'd know much about Disneyland in California. And his coach had never been there. And I was like, okay, well. What's incredible about the portal or even high school kids coming early is you can either hold them back from growing and go at a slow rate, or you can excel it and you can speed it up. And I think young people want to be challenged at a really high level, and we have done that. I think that's the key to a lot of these newcomers on this football team is they've grown at a rapid rate because there's a lot being thrown at them, and the players on this football team have set that expectation of the rapid growth and the standard and the accountability towards that. So I'm really proud. It's really our players that drive that. Drake Lindsay over spring break took a bunch of people down to Georgia. They're down there working with Mohamed Sanu, who I coached at ROKKR. That doesn't happen everywhere. People can't wait sometimes to get away from football, let alone go keep doing it when you get time off. And I think when you have a culture of loving the game, loving your life, how you do one thing is how you do everything, setting high expectations for your life, it's contagious. And I think when you bring people into that culture, you want them to adapt to that really quickly. You don't want somebody coming in that really kind of poisons that culture and goes the opposite direction. And I feel like we brought the right people into this program, and now it's our job to develop them.
Jay, speaking of culture, what are you sensing on the culture, the personality of this team?
Yeah, I think, we've told them that we want them to be, I always told you that one thing that connects a locker room is gratitude and empathy. We've talked about this get to from the start. Like, we get to be here. We get to be at University of Minnesota. In the world of NIL and TV contract money and salary caps and some people, getting things or being handed certain things and in some places not earning it. This is a culture of earning it. This team is about earning everything that you get. And I think that's the real world. And I'm not sure how much that's actually maybe taught as much as it used to be. I just did a talk yesterday about at a place about earning it and how the value of earning everything you get in your life. And I always give people like that car theory. Did you buy your car? Did you save your money in your first job? And that car might have 3 wheels, and one of them might be square with the fourth one. And you're going to drive that thing like that's a Rolls Royce because you earned that thing. But sometimes when you're handed it, you don't take as good care of it. And we want this team to have that get-to mindset, be grateful for what we have incredible empathy for each other. And, as Niko said, that team together, whether you want to call it row the boat. I think Joe Schmidt asked that today, if it's kind of like row the boat. I mean, it's kind of that way. He's talking about, pulling in the right direction. And I think everybody's, trying to do that. But you have to create it really quickly. And I think the more authentic you are, the more the realer you are, the faster that thing can come together. And that's what everybody's challenge is. It's a race to maturity and bringing those teams together.
PJ, when you're talking with Blake, how do you guys define internally a successful kick or punt return, and then what do you think you have to do this offseason?
A successful punt return?
Kick or punt return, and then what do you think you got to do to become more explosive in the return game?
Yeah. I love your question. I'm not going to give you just a number because it's not just about the number piece. It's the attention to detail that our players have within the fundamental that they actually get taught. You're going to plug it into a punt return or a kick return scheme, and then you got to handle the pressure of the situation. If we all do our job and we're all fundamentally sound and we execute the scheme called, we have great returners. We're going to have really good returners this year. They can make plays and take what's there. And if we can keep taking what's there and executing those assignments, we're going to have really good numbers. And it's all about the execution of what's called. Whether it's the field goal kicker, whether it's the kickoff guy, whether it's our punt and kick returners. And every single kick has its own situation and its own call and its own heartbeat. If we can be really good at it, then we'll have good numbers.
Do one or two more for Coach? In the early stages with this group, what would you say is the biggest positive you've seen so far, and what's the area that they need to have the biggest strides?
I don't see any BCDs. That's really, I mean, usually I can sit here and pick a bunch of people saying right now it's getting really hard. This person's blaming, this person's complaining, this person's deflecting. I don't see any of it. They are just competing their tail ends off. And they're all helping each other. And again, they've bought into this like it is a race to create a team. They've bought into it, and their actions back that up. Are we where we need to be in September, October, November right now? Absolutely not. I'm not anointing this football team. But I love coming to work and coaching these guys. They give us everything they have on and off the field. They're serving and giving at a rapid rate for free, which I think is awesome. And they're fun to coach. So it's refreshing to come to work every single day and have that type of the response back from the players and vice versa.
What are your early impressions of the quarterback position?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when you look at it, we've got some guys that are growing at a rapid rate. I think we've got some guys that are really kind of learning just to go out there and get the snap. And then we've got some people that are really excelling at a high level, processing information. I think when we talk about the quarterback battle, it's only 3 practices in. So today was the first day in pads. Once we get to Saturday, we'll actually play it a little bit. I'll probably have a little bit more of information once we get to Saturday. But they're all competing with each other, which is great. They're selfless. Everybody's getting tons of reps right now. They're rotating. I thought Drake had a really good day today. I thought he threw the ball really well. I thought our Wilds did a really good job of catching it with tight ends and backs. But again, it's our 3rd day of spring. So we've got a lot of adversity coming to this football team. That's going to be critical, how we respond to that. There's going to be a lot of things that come this team's way, and how we respond to that's going to be critical. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. Row the boat, Sky. Go Gophers. Thanks for coming.